Chapter 1. Why do athletes dope? The line between maintaining health versus enhancing performance. You start exercising because you want to be stronger, faster, or better looking. You want to change your body. You want to enhance your athletic performance. What can you do? You can do it naturally with exercise and training, or by looking after your diet. Or you can boost your training artificially with the help of pharmaceuticals. You can also take nutritional supplements. They're not exactly natural, but you can buy them on the high street, so they're bound to be safe, right? Wrong.
There are several hazards associated with dietary supplement use. Of course, there are also some benefits in the case of some supplements, but the main hazards are twofold. For everyone who consumes supplements, there may be some risk to health from some of those supplements, and that's a major concern. There have been cases of deaths linked to the use of dietary supplements, so that's a real problem. For the athlete who's liable to drug testing, the other hazard is they may fail a drugs test as a result of consuming, in all innocence, a dietary supplement.
In fact, a synthesis of many studies showed that doping users had more likely used dietary supplements for performance enhancement and knew a friend who had doped. Does this mean that if you take dietary supplement, you will take a banned or illegal substance? Definitely not. According to the gateway hypothesis, the use of drug types, mainly psychoactive drugs, is sequential. Initiation into drug use starts with a drug that is found early in the sequence. Thus, it's very likely that people who are taking a harder or stronger substance have previously experimented with lighter substances. Likewise, athletes who take anabolic steroids are likely to have used dietary supplements with similar effects such as creatine or protein powder before. Mentally, the first line you cross is when you start using substances of any kind for performance enhancement reasons. This is a critically important line, yet it's often overlooked. It marks a change in how you think about performance enhancement and what performance and performance enhancement means to you. In the literature, this has been called the doping mindset. Think of it as you would of a way of getting from A to B. The first question you ask yourself is, shall I use a car? Not, what kind of car shall I use? The second question comes later, when you've become used to driving a car. What makes athletes cross the line and start doping? Most athletes aren't tempted by doping. Research has shown that those who use doping are not primarily motivated by cheating or gaining an unfair advantage. Rather, they were driven to it by circumstances. Athletes dope when they feel they cannot cope with the challenges of their athletic life. There are factors that make an athlete vulnerable to doping. These factors can be physical, psychological, environmental, or situational. Physical factors include managing or returning from injury, experiencing a plateau effect, overtraining or fatigue. Psychological factors include perceived lack of progress, assumption that others dope, lack of self-confidence and in anti-doping effectiveness. Strong belief in and being accustomed to using legal supplements for performance enhancement. Environmental factors include pressure from coaches, parents, teammates, organisations or sponsors, or influence via permissive environment and having doping users amongst close friends or teammates. Situational factors include moving away from home for the first time, moving up to the next big or senior league, changing teams, or a sense that this is the last chance before retirement. For clean athletes, on the other hand, doping is more a source of fear and frustration. You never stop worrying about accidentally ingesting something that causes a positive doping test. It's also difficult to maintain motivation to train day in, day out when you're constantly wondering what your chances are against opponents who potentially dope. What protects athletes from doping? A strong sense of how they want to achieve their best, whether it's winning or achieving their personal best. Where you draw the line is a matter of choice. Where do you draw your line?